What you just say to me? I gotta do what? Say it again.
You got to get up close so when you see the pasta, Cassie. So, hey, what's up, y'all? Guess what? Today, you're going to make curry pasta with Sadiq, okay? The great thing about this is it meets all the requirements to be food, meaning it's going to have those healthy fats and carbs. It's going to have vitamins and minerals. It's going to have fiber. It's going to have protein, and it's going to have water content. No saturated fats, no cholesterol, right? Those things that bring you, a little cellular burden. But we're going to make it today, and it's going to be amazing. So come on, why don't you do that with me? I'm gonna sip this coffee down first. I want to talk a little bit about the pasta. And because of food needing to have its fiber and grain intact, we're using whole grain pasta, not whole wheat, not white pasta, but whole grain pasta. And yes, you do have to look for it. But here's the good news. You can find it at Jewel. You can find it at Mariano's. They do not have whole grain pasta at Whole Foods. They do have some alternative grains, like they do have chickpea pasta and some other things. What we're trying to avoid is the flouring process where everything is broken down. We want it as intact as possible. So we've got whole grain pasta. And then we are making a curry pasta, and we're going to use red pepper, green pepper. We're going to use green onion instead of just white onion. We're going for a Caribbean feel, and then we have some cilantro. So you can see some of it is not as refined, and then you can see some of it, I have it chopped up to go in there. And then we have some ginger. We have a little bit of oregano. We have sea salt. We have paprika, and we have some onion powder. And then we have minced garlic. We have some oat milk. Now, here's the key. This is 4-ingredient oat milk, meaning there's no oil and no sugar, because we know that no oil and no sugar constitutes food. So only you owe me money. But this is 4-ingredient oat milk. So when you look over on here, it says oat base, water, sea salt, and citrus fiber. So in other words, there's no oil and there are no added sugars in this. There's literally only 4 ingredients. And that's where you want to stay, because remember, food has to have healthy fats and carbs, has to have vitamins and minerals. It has to have fiber, has to have protein content, and water. If it's missing any one of these 5, your body biologically does not consider it to be food. And it can't have anything that burdens your cellular function, right? Like extra cholesterol, polysaturated fats, dyes, the list goes on and on. So that is what food is, and we're going to make a Caribbean pasta that is simply food for your body. So because we are not using oil or sugar, remember, because they are not food, we're going to take a bit of the aquafaba, which is simply bean water off of our chickpeas that we're going to use as a thickener. So we're going to use everything, right? So these are garbanzo beans, commonly known as chickpeas. This is the aquafaba. This would be your oil that you're going to put in the pan, right? And so we are going to take a bit of our garlic, bam, right in there. Let's go, Cassie. That's what she wanted to see. She wanted to see a little bam. So we're going to put that in there, okay? And then we're going to throw, because we want to saute, but we want to cook down our red peppers. So bam, there's the red peppers. Bam, there's some green pepper. And we're going to keep adding. We want to add a little bit. We're going to get it warm on the stove. We've got our green onion. I'm going to put that in there. And then we're actually going to finish with cilantro. We're going to turn on the heat. And we're going to let this warm up. Because people ask me all the time, they're like, Sadiq, okay, well, if we can't use oil, what do we use? So you can use water. You can use broth, mushroom broth, vegetable broth, or you can use aquafaba, which is the liquid off of chickpeas, or water. But when we're talking about flavor, we want something that's a bit viscous, something that's going to give us, just help us build the flavors in the pie. So we're going to turn this up, medium high, turn it down just a little bit. And then we're going to let this simmer. Imagine without oil. Ooh. All right. So you can see, it really does look like you've got oil in the pot. So this is not margarine now. It really does. And now you can smell the peppers coming, right? And so now we're going to add more seasonings, and we're going to add our peppers. So what we have here is we've got a bit of oregano, we've got some ginger, we've got onion powder, and we've got paprika, right? And it's really just about a teaspoon of each, a little more salt. And we're going to add that in. Right? So now you've got seasonings in there. We're going to get it all out of here. Get them down in the pan. Take a look to see how that's cooking, how it's tightened up. Okay. So we're going to add a little more aquafaba. Now we're going to turn the heat down. Okay. And now we're going to add the remainder of our veggies. So everything's in there now because smell it. It actually smells really, really good. I wish you guys were here to smell that. And so we're going to turn it all the way down because now all we want now is for the veggies to sauce it. And then when we come back, we're going to build our sauce. Our pasta's ready. It's going to be last thing we add. And you're going to actually have a really good Caribbean, right? Or curry pasta. And it's going to all be food. Okay, so now we want to build just a creamy sauce, right? It's Caribbean pasta. It's curry. So we're going to start actually with that 4-ingredient oat milk by you know who. So we put garlic in the pot, but we're going to add, I love garlic. And it is along with the ginger, it's just like a thing in Caribbean stuff. So we are going to put that in there. Now we're going to blend it on low. It looks beautiful, but we're going to turn it up a little bit. So you can see the curry. Now this is where the ancestors take over. Because I'm literally like, I'm going to taste it. I may add a little more salt. Remember, we added, so the seasonings are in the pot so that it's actually, the depth is in the pot because you're going to add this there. So we don't want to over season it, right? We don't want too much salt. We don't want too much paprika. So now I'm going to go in. That's actually pretty good. Just like that. So for a little freshness, I am going to add a little of the chopped up cilantro. All right. I'm also going to add just a pinch more of the sea salt. Okay, just a little bit. And now, because it's a curry sauce and it's just milk, we're going to add chickpeas, just about 6 ounces there to thicken this, right? So it's like, where's the cream, right? Because you usually want something creamy, and we're going to use the chickpeas. And we may add more, or we want to see how thick this gets. And we don't want it to taste like chickpeas, right? So that's not the goal. So we're not going to do tons of chickpeas. We just want it as a thickener. So you can thicken, you can saute, and you can do it all just using fruity. No need to have extra oils, no need for super high heat. We don't want to transform any fats. We just want to make sure that we're getting the healthy fatty carbs, the vitamins, minerals, the fiber, the protein, and the water content that comes with all of these ingredients. Okay, so tastes real good. I just tasted it again. Now I want to add, because, you know, if we in the island, man, we want to get a little smoke. So this is liquid smoke, and that's literally about 3 drops, because you can always, right? You can always add, but you can't take away. And then we're going to add, we want a little coconut flavor. So, you know, and this is why we stay light on the salt, right? So these are coconut aminos, just a little bit of that. So now we've got the liquid smoke, the coconut aminos, and we're going to start again. And we're just going to turn it. We're not even halfway up high because we don't want to, you want the flavors to blend. Medium low. All right, cool. Okay, let's taste it. Let's see what we got real quick. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty good, y'all. That's pretty good. Okay, so I don't need to thicken it anymore. All right. So now this is already on low. Let's add this to the pot. That looks beautiful. Can you all see that? See how creamy that is? It's not a ton of chickpeas. I don't want to taste like chickpeas. I want to be thick. Did I do that? You don't use no oil? No, no oil. No oil. Oil actually is will put you in the beginning stages of diabetes. Diabetes is not caused by sugar. Extra sugar in your bloodstream is the result of the diabetic condition. And so this is why we avoid both oil and sugar. One, they're not natural. You know how many olives you got to squeeze to get olive oil? Try creating olive oil at home. You will go crazy. Man, I love olive oil. You ain't never squeezed 20, 100,000 olives. Okay, so let's put this over here. Now you see your pasta sauce. Okay, let's see just a little bit. That's pretty good. So we're going to turn it up just a little bit because now we want it to cook down. We had it on low. We don't want our veggies to be wilted and just extra soft. We want everything to have a bit of life to it, right? And so we're going to put this on low. The last thing we're going to add, our pasta's sitting here, but we don't want the pasta to cook in here because we don't want it overcooked. We want it al dente. We want it with some snap, and we'll be done in a few seconds. So cane sugar is big in a lot of things, a sugar period. Sugar is not food. But we have this organic maple syrup, which is great for you. It's grade A. Okay. And you can actually get it at Whole Foods. You can actually get it at Jewel. You can actually get it at some Mariano's. And this is from Costco, I do believe. But we want to put a little bit of that in there. So we're just going to drizzle it in there. And that is about a teaspoon. But we're going to do it to taste, right? So you're like, but I'm used to putting just a little brown sugar. Okay, well, we're going to go with the maple syrup. And it's going to counterbalance some of the bitterness of the curry and a little bit of the curry and the ginger, which can carry a little bite. Let's see where we are. That's amazing, actually. It's really good. I try to be, because it's my cooking, walk in and be like, no, it's really good. But like my mom used to walk in with the mac and cheese, and it was the bomb. And this is actually the bomb. Now, we're going to bring the heat up a little bit. Slap your mama. Y'all already know about that, right? I like it hot. So we're going to be liberal with the slap your mama. Okay. Got that in there. That looks really good, you all. So we built it. We got our onions, we got our peppers, and now we are going to add the pasta, the whole grain pasta. Now watch this. All we're gonna do is coat the pasta. We'll get a little bigger. We're gonna use a bigger spoon. We want to get the sauce up. We want to see the peppers. So now you ought to see this come to life. This is definitely a great curry pasta. And then the great thing about it is, if you want to add more salt, if you want a little more maple syrup, if you want a little less curry powder, make it your own, right? This is just what I do. This is a very quick meal in case I'm headed out, got appointments. Okay, so now the pasta is fully coated. It looks great. It smells amazing. Now let me see, because we always got to finish it. All right, everybody, let's take a look. Let's finish it up. So what we want to do is, and I added just a little bit more of the maple syrup to it. It's still, you can see it still cooking. We are ready to turn it off. We don't need the heat on it anymore. It's still going to cook a little bit, even without that. With the fresh cilantro on top. We always want some type of fresh green, right? Or fresh red color. The ABCs always build color. Always build color, right? Color is where we get those phytonutrients, those things that aren't in monochromatic or one color meals. We want to make sure that helps us fight disease, helps us stay healthier. So now let's get some of the color in there. We got everything in that, like the red pepper. Okay. Let's taste them. Let's see what we got. Let's get the green, the red. We got the pasta. Now, all amazing. I'm a little more pasta. It was so good. Cause you can't have none. You always want to eat.
I definitely don't want them in that little ass bowl.
Okay, y'all, look. It's a D. This is food. Because remember, it's either food or it ain't. We'll see you next time.
Y'all want some? Wish you was here.